Well, here you go, guys. Without a doubt, you've heard that Teslas are being burned, scratched, shot at, just about anything you can imagine. And we all know who's doing it. The peace-loving Democratic Party. Oh, it might be the upper echelons that are promoting this. But mark my word, it's happening. They're pissed at Elon Musk. And they're pissed because Elon is uncovering what they've been up to. For years, they have been funneling money through NGOs into stupid accounts through different agencies like USA Aid. And they're using it as a slush fund just to do stupid stuff. You know, they'll do things like giving Stacey Abrams $2 billion. $2 billion, so for what? There was no reason for giving her $2 billion. They just gave her $2 billion. The business, the account, the money had been sent to had been there for about a month. It had $100 in it, and they gave her $2 billion. That's American taxpayer money. Now, to tell you how much $2 billion is, the United States just redid the 6th generation fighter jets, and they gave Lockheed or Boeing $20 billion. $20 billion for the next generation of U.S. fighters. And they gave Stacey Abrams $2 billion for nothing? Well, I say for nothing. What it was there is going to be a slush fund. They'll just dip in there and just use it for any kind of junk they want. They'll be paying protesters to protest against Republicans. They'll be using some of that money to pay for the re-election of some of their favorite politicians, and on and on and on. You know where it goes. In fact, many of these protesters that are protesting at Tesla, they're getting paid. Many of these media, the liberal media, they're getting paid. Oh, they might be being paid by, we're going to quote, buy media. They'll buy a $1 million media campaign for BS. But really all that money is being funneled backwards to say, if you will say on air what we want you to, then we'll give you money, period. They rile up the troops to do stupid things. Car bomb Tesla dealerships, shoot into the cars, spray paint the fronts of them. Just any old kind of stupid thing they can think of. Scratch them in the parking lots. So liberal media does all this stuff because the Democratic Party just pays the money under the table. Pretty sad. But anyways, let's see what's in the news here.
TF and FBI are collaborating with federal, state, and local law enforcement to investigate acts of domestic terrorism surrounding Teslas. Teslas are being torched across the country. Dealerships shot up and set on fire. Spray paint.
I mean, when you set a dealership on fire, there's something wrong with you. The problem with arson is non-discriminate. It might just burn the car. It might just burn the building. It might catch the whole neighborhood on fire and burn down a subdivision. It's going to do what it wants to. You know, this is all caused, circles back around to the local media, liberal media.
To vandalize and make a statement. People in Southern California are getting notes on their Teslas, calling them complicit Nazis for owning electric cars. People are protesting Elon Musk's role within president.
People a lot of times are like lemmings. They'll just all run off the cliff if you get them riled up enough. It's always amazing to me. You know, you wonder how the Germans during World War II could have been brainwashed by Adolf Hitler. Well, you tell them enough things often enough, and people are just that way. They'll believe anything.
In Trump's White House.
We think it's despicable what is happening to not just this American company, but also their innocent employees. And again, innocent Americans who drive these vehicles. We condemn it wholeheartedly.
Website DogeQuest is
I really like this Caroline Levitt. She seems really sharp, and Trump needed a great PR person.
Alleged Tesla owners all over Los Angeles, Orange.
Here's a perfect example. This right here, I guarantee you some money came back around through some back channels to pay for this thing. This is where they're basically putting the names of Tesla owners and car dealerships on a map so people can harass them.
And San Bernardino counties. Attorney General Pam Bondi called Tesla vandalism domestic terrorism. Retired FBI agent Ken Gray agrees. Former vice presidential candidate and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is taking some heat.
Here's America's #1 idiot.
Over this reaction to the American car company's stock.
Imagine this guy was almost the vice president of the United States. Compare him to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance can run circles around this guy.
Dropping.
They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping.
So if you own any kind of 401ks, maybe you're a school teacher, you own stock in the local teacher union thing. Well, a lot of that is Tesla stock. And he's just as happy as everything that's going downhill. You have him to thank for it.
Supportive signs like this one reading Elon Musk is a Dogebag. This protest outside the Tesla showroom is on the touristy 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica and is one of many in California, the automaker's largest U.S. market.
Elon Musk is cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Now listen to that. The work that Doge is doing, Elon Musk, has got nothing to do about reducing Social Security or reducing Medicaid. They haven't even said that. Yet the Democrats, they can't fight what the Republicans are doing, so they just make up crap. They can't tell you, we're for total open borders, which they were. That's what they did. But they find it hard to tell you that now because, they lost in a landslide. They're finally realizing that the American people aren't going to put up with that crap. They don't want it. So now they're just making up lies about, he's killing Social Security and so forth. But what he's actually doing, what Elon is actually doing is a lot more money is going to be able to give to Social Security recipients because they're not going to be wasting all that crap. They're not going to be giving $2 billion to Stacey Abrams.
Food for hungry children. And that's not what the Republicans voted for. That's really not what the Democrats voted for. It's not what our country is about.
The fact is that protests against Tesla has already made his stock price drop about 40%.
On the company, stock prices dropped 15% last week. Musk telling Joe Rogan,
they don't just want to kill me, they want to desecrate my corpse.
Well, the one thing about when stock prices go down, that's the time to buy because eventually they'll go back up.
Type of thing,
He's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people.
Last week, President Trump brought Teslas to the White House to encourage supporters to buy them and to denounce reports of Tesla showrooms, charging stations, and cars being vandalized.
You can't be penalized for being a patriot, and he's a great patriot. And he's also done an incredible job with Tesla.
Seeing in recent weeks, we now are learning that Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced charges against 3 people in domestic terrorism attacks on Teslas. 3 people accused of just...
You gotta be a complete idiot to fall into this trap. They got the one lady dressed up like a ninja, took a rifle, Molotov cocktails, went out and started burning cars and shooting up things. Something's wrong with you. That's a lot further than just hearing something on the news. You've got a lot of pent-up anger.
Destroying Tesla cars and charging stations are now facing up to 20 years in prison for domestic terrorism. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
20 years. Do you think any of these people that riled you up like on the liberal media going to care a bit about you when you're in there for 20 years? They're going to forget you the day they hear you've been arrested. You're just going to sit in cell for 20 years. Go lock yourself in your bathroom and just sit there for 20 years because that's about what it's going to be.
He announced just moments ago, she said in a statement as well, the days of committing crimes without consequence have ended. Let this be a warning. If you join this wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, the Department of Justice will put you behind bars. And we've been seeing videos like this for the last couple of weeks. This video coming out of Las Vegas earlier this week as well. The defendants are accused of using high-powered weapons and explosives to destroy property from the Elon Musk.
So here's a perfect example. You see how this fire is getting out of control? Started off with a car, now it's getting towards a building. Pretty soon it'd be the building next door and the one next door and then the suburb next door, and you'll have an LA fire before you know it. All because some idiot didn't like the fact that Elon Musk was going through and doing accounting for Social Security. What other else group they had there? They were mad that Elon Musk was taking away $50 million worth of condoms that were going to Gaza.
Owned car company. One allegedly carried a suppressed AR-15 rifle while lobbying 8 Molotov cocktails at an Oregon Tesla dealership, while another is accused of trying to light Tesla cars on fire.
This is what Tesla employees in Encinitas saw when they arrived to work today. The vandalism is too graphic to show in its entirety. We blurred out the swastika on this white Tesla, as well as the F word on 2 different windows in front of the dealership. Nazi and scum were written as well. The vandalism is just one of a string of cases across the country targeting Tesla vehicles, dealerships, and charging stations. It comes amid growing criticism against CEO Elon Musk, who has been slashing federal programs as the head of the Trump administration.
Slashing federal programs. All of it was stupid stuff like they were funding Sesame Street in Libya or something like that. Places that have nothing to do with America. They were taking hard-earned tax money paid by American workers to just basically pay for anything they wanted. I heard it perfectly the other day. Trump said he's tired of the average American worker, the middle-class worker, supporting the rest of the world. Because that's really what happens. The average American worker has been supporting the rest of the world for years. It's gotten out of hand.
Administration's Department of Government Efficiency.
Our real activism is directed against Trump. We want him to fire Elon.
This lady looks like she's out of some kind of, I don't know, some kind of children's book or something. Kind of creepy.
And we want him to dismantle Doge, and we want him to return the power of the purse to Congress.
Wendy Galanter is with the group Swing Left Take Action San Diego. Their main concerns include current and potential cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and veterans' health benefits.
That was the main purpose of this rally, was to...
All of which is just a bunch of made-up crap. Elon has not said one time he's trying to cut Medicare or Social Security or anything. He's just trying to find waste.
Bring to the public's attention what we think are very dangerous and damaging actions.
Wendy says the demonstration was peaceful and criticizes whoever is responsible for the vandalism.
We're against.
Now, I do respect that about this lady. She's at least saying, you know, this terrorism is stupid.
Any form of vandalism, it goes against everything that we're there for, which is to avoid damage and to avoid danger and to avoid...
Well, she needs to tell the leaders of the Democratic Party that.
Confrontation.
CBSA has confirmed the San Diego Sheriff's Department does have surveillance video and is investigating, telling us multiple cars and windows were involved. No arrests have been made. If you have any information, give them a call.
Prosecutors said a suspect arrested for throwing...
Now, this looks like a lady to me. Maybe an overweight guy or something, but all dressed up, ready for a Halloween party. I think he's got a rifle, too, Molotov cocktail. He's ready to go. Or she. Probably one of them trans people.
Molotov cocktails at a dealership in Salem, Oregon, was also armed with a high-powered rifle. Prosecutors said another suspect who allegedly tried to set fire to Teslas in Loveland, Colorado, was found with materials to produce firebombs. And Daniel Clark Pounder, accused of torching a Tesla charging station in South Carolina and spray painting profane messages, allegedly found with a 3-page letter voicing objections to President Trump and Elon Musk.
There you go. You know, it seemed like just a bunch of idiots looking for a reason to cause trouble. All of them are going to spend 20 years in jail and nobody to visit them on Sundays, all because they fell trap to the Democratic Party's perverse way of thinking. But anyways, guys, that's what I think. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you could like and subscribe, I sure would appreciate it. See ya.